It's the middle of the night. The house is silent, the neighborhood still. A woman is asleep in her bed, the soft glow of a nightlight casting shadows on the wall. Somewhere down the hall, her child is tucked in, dreaming, oblivious to the horror about to unfold. Then there's a noise, a creak of the floorboards. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was the house settling. She stirs, half awake, but before she can open her eyes, she feels it, an overwhelming, crushing force pressing down on her chest. A hand, then another, and then darkness. By the time the neighbors hear the faint, strangled scream, it's already too late. The police arrive to a scene that's eerily quiet. No shattered glass, no broken locks, just an open bedroom door, a lifeless body, and a child who, miraculously, has been left unharmed. But something about it is off. This wasn't a robbery. Nothing was stolen. Nothing was out of place. This was personal. Then, as if on cue, the husband arrives. He's breathless, panicked, but not in the way you'd expect from a man who just lost his wife. There are no wild, desperate questions, no tears that can't be held back. Instead, his voice is steady, his demeanor composed. A little too composed. He tells them he was out of town, hours away, when it happened. He has an alibi. He cooperates fully. He even breaks down, right on cue. But there's something in his eyes, something that makes the lead detective's stomach twist. A little too rehearsed, a little too expected, but they don't have enough to hold him. Not yet. Then the autopsy report comes back, and it tells a different story. There were no signs of struggle, no defensive wounds. She didn't fight back, which means she knew her attacker. And then another discovery. A search of the husband's financial records reveals a massive life insurance policy, one he had taken out on his wife just months earlier. 6 figures set to pay out upon her death. Red flag? Try a whole parade of them. The police dig deeper. They start pulling phone records, text messages, emails, and then they find something that changes everything. A deleted string of messages between the husband and another woman, a woman he'd been seeing for months, a woman who had every reason to want his wife out of the picture. But here's where things take a turn. Because when detectives finally confront the husband with their findings, he doesn't react the way they expect. He doesn't deny the affair. He doesn't even try to spin it. Instead, he leans back, crosses his arms, and says something that chills them to the bone. "You think I did this?" You're looking at the wrong person. And for the first time, detectives hesitate, because suddenly it's clear there's more to this story. A search of the wife's personal belongings turns up something unexpected. A hidden notebook tucked away in a drawer, its pages filled with carefully recorded entries about her marriage. The fights, the late nights, the secrets. But one entry, written just 2 weeks before her death, stands out. "If anything happens to me, it wasn't an accident." The words send a shiver through the entire department. So now the question isn't just who had a motive, it's who got to her first. Because the husband isn't the only one with secrets. A deeper dive into the wife's recent activities turns up another surprise. A name, one the detectives don't recognize. A man she had been texting frequently, meeting with, in secret. A man whose messages suddenly stopped the night of the murder. So now, the police are left with 2 prime suspects. The husband, cold, calculated, financially motivated. And the mystery man, silent, missing, nowhere to be found. Then a break in the case. Security footage surfaces from a street near the crime scene. A car pulling up just minutes before the estimated time of death. The driver steps out. The timestamp reads 1:47 a.m. And the man in the footage? It's not the husband. It's someone else entirely. Someone no one saw coming. And when the police finally track him down, when they finally bring him in for questioning, he lasts exactly 32 minutes before he cracks. He spills everything. The real story isn't about an affair. or money, or a perfect murder gone wrong. It's about a plan that was never supposed to fail. A plot that started months earlier, born from jealousy, obsession, and desperation. And as the detectives listen to the confession unfold, one thing becomes horrifyingly clear. This wasn't a crime of passion. It was a contract. A deal made in secret. A promise to make a problem disappear. And the man sitting in front of them, he was just the one who followed through. When the case finally goes to trial, the twist shocks everyone. Because in the end, it isn't the mystery man who takes the fall. It's the person who orchestrated the whole thing from the very beginning. The one person no one suspected. The one person she trusted. And when the verdict is read, when the sentence is handed down, there's no last-minute twist, no shocking revelation. Just a quiet courtroom, a guilty verdict, and a husband who finally shows real emotion. But not because he lost his wife, because he lost everything. And as for the child who slept just down the hall that night, they'll never truly know how close they came to being the next victim. And that's the scariest part of all.